Hulk Hogan has made a bold claim about The Rock, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing it because anytime that Hulk Hogan talks, well, you best know that there's controversy right around the corner. Now, Hulk Hogan, he has been in the news for multiple reasons this year. First, in January at the Raw and Netflix premiere episode on January 6th, the WWE Hall of Famer was met with boos from the Los Angeles crowd, with many believing that Hogan's boos was due to his past racist comments and political endorsement of Donald Trump. 2025 for The Rock has seen him back on WWE television as the final boss. That same episode of Raw on Netflix premiere, we thought that The Rock and Cody Rhodes' story was over. He basically endorsed Cody, said that they were friends and that everything is well. And then, fast forward, earlier this month, he returns to WWE television and inserts himself into the picture. Back as a heel, back as a final boss, and back in Cody Rhodes' life. Ultimately, Elimination Chamber, John Cena wins men's Elimination Chamber match, cashes in the opportunity to challenge for the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, only to align with The Rock. More on that in a minute. Now, before we get into today's video, I need to ask y'all for a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and comment down below. And what do you think about Hulk Hogan, and is he deserving of all the criticism that he receives? Now, there has been talk for years about The Rock running for U.S. president. Former WWE champion has revealed in the past that multiple political parties have approached him about running in the past. A 2021 poll noted that his 46% approval rating, which is quite high. The Rock is known for his catchphrase, "Finally, The Rock has come back to insert city." Could it be finally The Rock has come back to the White House? Look, with the current political climate seemingly more divided than ever, could The Rock be the one to unite the country? Well, while appearing on Fox and Friends last January, The Rock stated that he had no intentions of running for president, that he has a full plate, that he wants to focus his time on his family. However, with such approval, there's obviously a day and age down the line where The Rock could run for president. And if he ever does, Hulk Hogan thinks that he is the right candidate because while doing a recent interview with Scott Johnson for News 4 Jack's Going Ringside, which is quite the name, Hulk Hogan endorsed The Rock for president when asked. He said he'd probably win. He's got a great following. He's built in a audience that's been with him for over 20 years. I kind of cracked the door open in Hollywood and he kind of kicked it off its hinges, you know? If he ran, I don't think he's interested right now, but down the road, he'd make for a great president. Now, look, whether or not The Rock runs or not, one thing is for sure. The Rock has the attention of the people and the support from his fellow wrestlers. So who knows? Maybe the people's champion in the White House will happen one day. I can see it happening because it's just another goal. It's just another achievement that The Rock can sustain, that he can make a mark. Because look at it. He's done it all in pro wrestling. He's basically done it all in Hollywood. He has a bunch of business ventures that he's still launching. And we're going to find out whether or not The Rock is the right candidate for the people's champion. Look, if Donald Trump can win it, if he can run for it, then the door is wide open for it. That's not a political statement. That's just saying, hey, he was an outsider and he went in there and challenged the system. Okay. But it'd be interesting to see whether he runs as a Republican or a Democrat. He has usually run as a Democrat or at least endorsed Democratic parties in the past and candidates. So I would assume he'd be a Democrat, but they would obviously have to endorse him and prop him up and get the machine behind him. So we shall see. Switching gears, Hulk Hogan. Oh, did y'all catch this story earlier this year? Okay, so there was a meet and greet about a month ago featuring Hulk Hogan. He's been doing his Real American Beer tour. Okay, they're a sponsor of WWE now. In fact, he came to Tulsa. I don't know, 2 months ago or whatnot, a little a casino, and did a little meet and greet. He's doing all these meet and greets most of the time at alcohol stores or gas stations or whatever. And at the time, he allegedly left many fans disappointed because it was alleged that the WWE Hall of Famer left early from the event, to the point where some fans alleged that they waited for 4 hours at a ShopRite in Montgomery, New York. Now, News 12 had an article about this with people expressing their frustration when Hogan departed. One man claimed that he was there with his son and daughter, and it was an exciting day for them, especially as his son They said that he could only see up to 200 people, and they were 185th in line. And there was a lot of backlash at the time because, like, there was these TikToks and, just videos going around on social media of, like, kids crying because they couldn't meet Hulk Hogan. Look, I'm 30. I remember Hulk Hogan, but I don't remember Hulk Hogan from the '80s, and I don't remember Hulk Hogan from the '90s because I was a WWE guy. I remember Hulk Hogan from the early 2000s when he came into 2000 and when he came to WWE or returned to WWE in 2002 for the WrestleMania 18 match with The Rock, which The Rock went over. They ran it back a year later in No Way Out before Mania, where that was interesting. But I remember as a kid seeing Hulk Hogan. I didn't get it. I still don't get it, but I think that's a generational thing. I remember WrestleMania 18 was my very first WrestleMania that I got to buy and watch. That was exciting. It was a big deal. It was almost like a Super Bowl gathering. Had a bunch of family over. Uh, I assume they just split the bill, but that was a massive deal. And then, he had his faded 2003 run, which I didn't think was anything special. Pretty much took off 2004, came back 2005, made a WrestleMania appearance, worked with Shawn at SummerSlam in that god awful comedy match. He worked SummerSlam the following year with Randy, and then, kind of just faded out from there, had this TNA run. So I did not get to experience the peak of Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamania run, the movement, the push, whatever you want to call it. And ironically, I'm a Rock guy. That was my guy growing up in the Attitude Era. I loved The Rock. I had his championships. I had his elbow pads. I have like 10 different action figures, most of which are broken. He's missing like an arm or a leg because, as a kid, you're very violently playing with wrestlers, but I digress. So I'm a Rock guy. Look, I think The Rock is having the time of his life right now. He's on the TKO board. He's appearing in on WWE television more than he has in recent memory because he is on the board and his guys are running it, right? He gets along with Triple H. Nick Khan's the boss. It's a different dynamic. It's not such Vince McMahon running, a shoe hole on it, right? And just like controlling every aspect of it. So that is good. I hope we get to see The Rock more. I think Rock has one more match in him. I think he still wants to get the Roman Reigns match done. That's a singles match with The Rock being the final boss, with The Rock being a heel, Roman Reigns. Look, they're trying to portray him as a babyface, but he really hasn't done anything to make you think otherwise, right? I think at the end of the day, we are going to get a Rock versus Roman Reigns match. I think it will happen at WrestleMania, but The Rock is getting older by the year, as we all are. I think they got to get this match done sooner rather than later.